Hey friends, we made a calzone, or we tried to, and we made a smaller version, Hot Pocket. And then we tried to make little pizza rolls or pizza bites, and they oozed, and it was kind of a fail just because I didn't pinch them closed enough, or I had the sauce oozing out when I was trying to fold them up and pinch them closed. But I'm gonna take you back and show you what we did, and you can see what to do and what not to do. And they taste good. My own sauce that we made last week together, and I think they taste amazing, even though they didn't keep all their innards inside of them. So I'll take you back and I'll show you what we did. Okay, we got our dough here. Hoping it wouldn't stick to the parchment paper, but it looks like it is a little bit. Okay. So we made this pizza dough in the bread maker, bread machine, right there. So let's get some of these in the oven, and then I'll show you how I made the pizza crust. If you don't have a bread machine, you can still use that recipe and, ow, that boo-boo, and do it by hand. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait. I think Evan's going to love it too. So I'm just cut into like little pieces, and we'll roll it out. We like pizza rolls, but they kind of have like this weird flavor that I don't love either. So like they're okay. So these little pizza rolls, pizza bites, whatever you want to call them, I think are going to be so good. Because I made this sauce last week. The video's out if you want to check it out. I love this sauce. I made pizza with it, and it was the best pizza I've ever had, I think. Oh, let's see if I can use this. Yep. Had a good seal. Okay, so the gluten has rested, which is good. If it still needed to rest a bit, then it would spring completely back into the original shape. But this is spreading out pretty well. I think a rectangle would be more ideal. But this was like a triangle. Get our sauce. Might be too much. I don't know. I really like the sauce, so I don't mind if there's a ton of sauce in there. A little bit of cheese. I shredded this myself and then I froze it. First one's practice. Let me see if we can get it closed up. So I really don't like all the extra crap ingredients in pizza rolls if you look at it. If you look at the bag, I don't like it. There's a lot there. Some things you can't even pronounce. So I know I made the pizza crust with ingredients I know. I made the sauce with ingredients that I know. And then the cheese is, I didn't do anything special with the cheese. It's just the cheap cheese from Walmart. But, this is still going to be better than the ingredients are still going to be quality compared to actual pizza rolls. I'm trying to get it all edges to stick. That'd be good enough. Just put it on the pan. We can also put this in the air fryer if you have one. Or if you have leftovers, you can put them in your air fryer. That way they warm up and crisp up and don't get soggy like in the microwave or something. We also probably could have rolled this whole thing out at once and then just cut it into pieces. That might have been easier. Okay, I did a few and I got a hang of it. So now we'll roll her out. I'm going to make these a little bigger. Okay, I put 3 of the little pieces back together. I'm going to roll it out all at once and then cut them how I want them and see if that like cuts down on the time this takes. Because it's like it takes about a minute per. So it'll take a while if you want to make a whole bunch. You know what we could do? Instead of making them little bites, just make it big. Like a couple bites in one. You know, that actually sounds pretty good. I think I want to do that. And that just makes more sense time-wise. And it's going to taste the same. Is that a dog hair? Just can't get away from those. Let's use the rest of this to make a calzone. Which is just an even bigger version of what we just did. You can put whatever kind of pizza stuff you want inside too, like that you would put on top of a pizza. Your vegetables, like your onions, mushrooms, peppers, pineapple, olive, whatever you like. Jalapeno. You can do like pepperoni, ham, Canadian bacon, sausage, hamburger, whatever. We're just doing cheese ones. Okay, so this started to dry out a little bit. You can see that discoloration right there. So I tried messing with it, and that got the gluten agitated. So this was pretty springy. I had to spend a minute or two getting this flattened so it'll stay flat. So the more you mess with your dough, the more springy it'll become. Oh, I hope. Okay, we can't screw this up. We only have, this is the last of the dough. We only have one shot. Is that another dumb dog hair? I wiped off the counter, rinsed this off, still end up with dog hair. Got a chunk of cheese here. I kind of mangled my cheese on accident. I had the blade and the food processor at the same time as the shredder attachment. So I was shredding and then like chopping it basically. We'll put a few chunks in there. Okay. Whew. Fingers crossed. I hope it's not like extra doughy on the edges because there's so much dough. You know what I mean? So when we taste it, we'll find out. But I didn't want to get the sauce too close to the edges because then you'll end up with something like that. Or that one. Those two didn't work out. The other ones are okay, decent. This one will probably open up on us too. Okay. We're going to hope. I haven't done this before. We're doing it together. I like to try new things with you guys, and then you can see like what works and what doesn't work because like I always screw something up. And so you'll see like, okay, do that and don't do that because you saw me. You saw me succeed and fail. So hopefully this helps you one way or another. Teaches you what to do and what not to do. We'll put this on its own cookie sheet, like that. Maybe gravity will keep the sauce from oozing out. Hopefully that stays pinched together. All right, the oven is preheated to 450. We're going to put both of these in the oven, and I'll let you know how long it takes for the smaller ones and this medium one here. That's for sure going to ooze everywhere. And then the large calzone-like one here. And while those cook, we're going to go over to the bread maker, and I'm going to show you the crust recipe. All right, let's go back here. Okay, so this is a Hamilton Beach bread machine. It has a pizza crust recipe in the manual here. I'll turn up the brightness because it's kind of dark over here, so hopefully the video is okay for you. Anyways, so I followed the recipe to the T the first time, and I didn't like the dough like a ton. Like it was too thick and fluffy, couldn't get it rolled out, too springy, let it rest, and it still was springy. So I tweaked it. I'm going to tell you what the recipe is, and I'm going to tell you what I actually do. 1 cup of water, 1 teaspoon salt. 1 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of butter or vegetable oil, 3 cups of bread flour, 2 teaspoons of bread machine yeast. And here's what I actually do. 1 cup of water. I do warm water. Don't know what's better, warm or cold. So, and then for the butter, I don't do 1 tablespoon. I do 2 tablespoons of butter, and I go ahead and melt it, and then 1 teaspoon of oil. I do that as well. So we'll put it in here. The salt is 1 teaspoon. I don't measure, and I actually intentionally put in way more than 1 teaspoon. It's gonna be pizza crust, so like if it's salty, that's good. Like it's fine. More flavor. Okay. And 3 cups of bread flour. This bread flour is my favorite. I've tried others, and so far this is the one I like the best for bread and pizza crust. It's the, I'll show you, Bob's Red Mill unbleached artisan bread flour. And then the flour will compact when you do that. Now it's compacted. It's not an actual 3 cups. It's 3 packed cups. So you're supposed to spoon it out into the cup and level it off gently, just to avoid the extra time and the mess that creates. I just, on the 3rd cup here, I go like that. Can you see? Hold on. That seems awfully bright. Hold on, let me change this. Okay, I do that there, where it's not quite level, it's under level. And that makes up for the packing. Yeast. 2 teaspoons. And the yeast is supposed to go on top of the flour. I guess oil binds with yeast and prevents it from doing its thing. So there we go. So between the extra liquid, the melted butter, and the slightly less flour, we actually get a little bit of a softer, thinner dough, but it still turns out like thick and fluffy. It's not like super thin crust, like flat kind of pizza, but it's not like the overly fluffy kind that you can't roll out. What number do we go to? Dough cycle. We go to 10 on this one. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if that helps. Okay. And that's all we worry about. We just push start. And it's going to mix for us for an hour and a half. So you could do this by hand and then let it rest. And then, I don't know if at that point you need to knead it again and let it rest again. Probably something you could look up. But I have this. I love it. And I've also found the recipe in here for bread and then tweaked it. And I absolutely love my bread now. And it's the same concept of a whole lot more butter. Okay. You can see how well we did. All right, the calzone. Not very flat like a calzone, but you know what? A pizza, I don't know, sub. Okay, it's fine. Turned out good. These all leaked out a bit. Except for this one's good. That one, This will take some practice. I wonder if there's just too much on the inside. I just didn't feel like I was putting that much in there, but maybe I did. Okay, this one I didn't pinch enough. That came open. Yeah, most of these oozed out. Okay, so how to make a calzone is going to be what this video is about, and how not to make pizza rolls or pizza bites or whatever you want to call them. This one, I tried a Band-Aid with some crust here, and it still oozed out the corner there. But we're going to let these cool down. I wonder... Yeah, I had this on the bottom rack, so it's real done down there, not so much up here. I wonder if some of these need to go back in to cook the top. I don't know. Oh well, I'm not gonna. They're gonna cool down. We're gonna taste them, and then I'll let you know. It's so hot. There's not very much inside. Kind of like this big hole. Like more could fit in there. But I don't know how to get more in there without it oozing out. Oh well, I'm gonna stick to calzones. Let me show you the inside. The inside's pretty open. There's a little bit of sauce, a little bit of cheese in there. It's mostly doughy. And I think it could bake a little longer to get the top brown. Bottom looks good though. Oh well. This is a trial and error. So, I showed you what not to do. This calzone needs a while still to cool down, but it still tastes good. It's just a lot of dough. I'm gonna try the bigger one here. I mean, like, I just love my sauce so much that this is good, even though there's quite a bit of dough. I just like the texture of the dough and the flavor of the sauce. This one held more of its sauce. So I would go bigger. If you're gonna make them the way I did, I would go bigger. Like this size or this size. Which is kind of more like the size of a Hot Pocket, close to it. This one's a little bit more challenging to get it closed and keep everything inside and then have it be like kind of full. Let me try another one. Let me try one that didn't ooze. How about that? There's not enough on the inside. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this again. When the bread maker's done there with the pizza crust, I'm going to do this again, and we're going to have a bunch for dinner. Stick the leftovers in the fridge for later, but I'm going to do the bigger versions, and we'll still eat these smaller ones. They just won't be as good. But thanks for watching. Hopefully this gave you a good idea, and hopefully showed you what to do and what not to do. I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. I'll pop up some videos for you to watch, and feel free to like and subscribe. Bye. This is so good. All the sauce inside. I know this is going to be good. It's just too hot. Everything's going to ooze out probably. But it held all that yummy goodness inside. P.S. I know I did something wrong. Feel free to give me your pointers in the comments section on these. I think the dough's too thick. I think that's one thing. Anyways, let me know what you think.